But Chris, what do you have to say to Canadians right now that still believe that things are going to get better just because they've removed the vaccine passport, just because if they might remove the masks in Quebec? What do you think? What do you have to say to these Canadians that think that it's over, that it's done over?
Have you not learned your lesson the past 2 years? It's a perpetual cycle you're never going to get out of. The only way you're going to get out of it is when you finally tell them, I'm not going to wear the mask. I'm not going to take the jab. I'm not going to close my business. Look what they've done here. The masks were supposed to be gone yesterday. Now they extended them for 2 weeks. We all know what 2 weeks goes. And even if they do in 2 weeks, let them go. Within a few weeks after that, there's going to be so much propaganda in the news, how you have so many rising cases, to try to make it seem like the masks were helping and to try to make you feel guilty for even wanting your freedom back. And we already know that in the fall, or even before the fall, all the mask mandates are going to come back all across the country. They're going to tell everybody that you need either a booster shot or a new vaccine to be considered fully vaccinated. They're going to bring back the vaccine passport. We still have the mandates at the border. When somebody comes and tells me, why are you still fighting, the mandates are gone. Excuse me, can you fly out of the country right now if you're unvaccinated? Answer, no you cannot. Did millions of Canadians not just lose their jobs because they weren't vaccinated? Every single federal industry, or industries even connected to the federal government, like the airline industry, the banking industry, the insurance company industry, the service industries, all of them are still mandated. Or, even if they're not mandated, the government has these giant corporations make it a corporate policy so their employees have to still wear it. So even if they get rid of the mask mandates and the vaccine passports for most cases of society, every single day, every citizen's still going to see people wearing masks, and there's still going to be instances where the vaccine passport's necessary. Why? So once again, it makes it so much easier for them to bring it all back, literally overnight. Imagine the masks, we went like this, and the government said no more masks anywhere. And then 3 months later, they said, okay, we got to bring the mask back. Everybody would go like this. However, if you go all summer just happy enough that you didn't have to wear your mask, but you still see people wearing it every day, then 3 months from now, they're like, okay guys, we got to re-mandate the mask. 99% of the people that wore it the first time will wear it again the second time. So that's going to be a hard battle to win. Where we can win is the booster. A lot of people took the second shot. Booster. Yeah, a lot of people took the second shot because they were told 2 shots, you'll get your life back. Do your part. Oh, it's only 2 and you're done, etc., etc. Whatever excuse they were told. Now those people realize that was a lie. Now they know that they wanted to take a 3rd. In Canada, in some places, they're already on their 5th. They're already on their 5th for people from old age.
What do you think about the people that are going around, telling people, I've got my 4th shot, and they're all proud of it?
Those people are virtue signaling. They try to pretend like compliance is a virtue. Unfettered compliance without asking questions, without considering the consequences, without even seeing if that's morally or objectively the right maneuver for you or your family's future, that's not a virtue. That's the pinnacle of cowardice.
What do you have to say to parents that are getting their children vaccinated right now?
Well, you know what I can say? I get calls from parents every single day because my number is public. And if they carried my phone around for 1 week and heard the stories that I hear from parents telling me what happened to their children after they got the jab, I have kids that were as young as like 12 years old getting myocarditis. I have kids that now have paralysis in their body. I had older people that got blood clots or internal bleeding and then died. Every single day I hear a horror story about it. And when I'm talking to a huge group of people, I could talk to about 10,000 people at one time. I could ask them, how many of you even know somebody who died of COVID? You can count the number of hands in the air.
Most people don't.
Then you ask, how many of you know someone who died or was seriously injured by the vaccine? Every fucking hand goes up in the air. How many of you know someone who lost a job? Every single hand goes in the air. How many of you know somebody whose mental health deteriorated? Every single hand goes up in the air.
Funny how the government never speaks about all the repercussions and all these measures
that
the vaccines have on people, but all they speak about is the virus.
And that was the point I was trying to make. All those things that were affecting virtually everybody were all implemented by the government. It had nothing to do with COVID, it was all the government. Meanwhile, COVID in itself hasn't really impacted anybody's life. Has it impacted yours at all?
Definitely not.
Besides the government restrictions? Have you changed
It's impacted my business. I mean, I'm about to file for bankruptcy because I'm in the printing industry and that's a dead industry. Everyone's working from home. But what do you would have to say to why do you think Quebec is the only province in Canada right now that still has to wear the mask?
It's called unfettered compliance. I talk to people all over Canada. And when I talk to the people in Quebec, they don't want to know the truth. You tell the average Quebecer that's compliant, mask wearing, took 2 or 3 jabs, you know that jab is dangerous and that mask doesn't help.
They'll keep doing it.
They'll tell you, I don't want to believe it. When somebody's telling you they don't want to believe something,
they don't want to admit that they've been being lied to.
That's right, and they're putting emotions ahead of logic. Logic is reality, truth, reason, common. That's it. That's all that matters. Your emotions are what cloud the reality. So if you're going by your emotions, you've already been led astray. So these people are in an emotionally induced state of trauma. Most of them are afraid. So when they're in that state, you cannot use facts.
Or they think they're being smarter and they're doing the right thing, right?
Most of them don't even feel that way.
At this point, they're just going with it because they feel like they don't have a choice anymore.
Exactly, right? And they're too emotionally invested. They're too invested physically. After
they don't want to admit that they've been wrong this whole time. That they've been lied to this whole time.
And you have proof of that because you can talk to somebody who's had 3 shots and with every shot had more and more side effects, but they still went for their next shot.
Going, yeah.
It boggles the mind. I was at a vaccine clinic outside watching because I saw somebody get rushed out of there on a stretcher. He literally passed out right then and there as they injected him in front of everybody. And they rushed him on a gurney. The rest of the people in line
just stayed in line. I still want it.
Not only did they just stay in line, they didn't even get confirmation if that guy lived or died as they carried him out of there. You couldn't tell. He was just on a gurney and they took him out. And I asked them straight up, I'm like, did that not just concern you that they're about to inject you with the exact same thing that just did that to them? And they look at me and they roll their eyes and I'm like, do you even know if that guy lived or died? And they look at me and they roll their eyes like,
I don't care.
Yeah,
I want to be protected, right?
Yeah, and they say, well, I'm going to go do it to protect my family. I say, well, does the vaccine stop you from getting COVID? No. Does it stop you from transmitting COVID? No. So then how are you protecting your family? Think about this logic. Say me and you don't have COVID today. What are the chances of me and you giving COVID to our families? 0%. Now say me and you go get vaccinated today to protect our family. Now theoretically, we as a vaccinated person can infect a non-vaccinated person. We've seen that. People that have been vaccinated can spread COVID. So as an unvaccinated, we had a 0% chance of giving our family COVID. Now we got vaccine to protect our family, yet now we have a higher percentage chance of giving our family COVID, but we're trying to prevent you from getting. Makes a lot of sense.
But they still believe that they're doing the right thing.
Of course, even after their 4th jab, and even after they get blood clots, or even after they get internal bleeding. We just saw, on April 21st, 2022, the CDC issued a worldwide press release for a brand new hepatitis attacking children's livers. And they say the origin is unknown. They have no idea what could possibly cause this brand new liver disease and hepatitis.
I've seen a lot of advertisements, but it's hard to
forget that. Let me finish. Because check this out. On April 22nd, a brand new peer-reviewed